awesomeness here. So who wants to start this off? Ken, is this you? Do you want to start showing us some awesome things?
Yeah, I'll show you some
by
stuff.
the way, at the audience out there, I even have some Zitified stuff that Ken has given me, or at least I've gotten access to. So we might actually build something really cool off of this through multiple clouds and maybe some laptops. I'm real excited.
All right.
The networking nerd in me is like really, really excited about this stuff, because how many times of my life have I spent trying to get this networking to work?
Arbitrary. We could just make this one 8080 for giggles. Just don't let me forget that I did that.
Oh, that apostrophe got you in trouble.
Hey, at least it tells you why it failed.
That is a very good point. That is a very good point. How much of my life I've wasted
right.
Stupid apostrophe.
So I should be able to go to HTTP, what was it, Extreme Server?
Yeah.
8080.
Oh, that's right. See, I did forget. There's
nice.
A domain name that doesn't exist that we just invented. Basically just wire up whatever you want from anywhere to anywhere. And let's switch back to your screen now, because it should be working on yours as well, if you've got that agent running.
This is, I don't, I'm a skeptic. All right, hang on.
I better go make sure I granted the right permissions while you're doing that.
All right, here we go.
Right. It's not a real top level
dot server is not a TLD. So
all right, that's really effing cool. that's awesome.
So there's a container running in your cluster that you and I both reached. We just created a very, very narrow, specific application network and delivered that application to the devices that we authorized. And we did it with attribute-based access control. So we could use automation to span that out to thousands and thousands of endpoints if we want, and we can revoke those on the fly with like endpoint management software integrations and things like that.
So if Ken comes along and if Ken spins up another little app real quick, then we really are multi-cloud, because we have IBM Cloud, my laptop, and then AWS, where I can talk to there. And now all of a sudden, it doesn't matter where my app is running, because it's all on its own overlay network with its own domain. Like I could.
Yep.
This is amazing.
Yep.
Right? Like this is not supposed to be this easy.
It is that easy though, isn't it? It's amazing. And like you said, your own domain. That's to me, one of the coolest things is you no longer have to worry about registering your own domain names, right? You just invent them.
I mean, as dumb as easy it is like your internal wiki or whatever, right? For your company, you could have it sitting on a machine with no access to the internet and do all this, or access to the internet.
Outbound.
Thank you. No outbound access in a data center somewhere, secured.
Only outbound.
Oh my goodness, this is wow.
And now what's really neat is because, like Ken said, with that attribute-based authorization, if he did make that second service and gave that second service the correct attribute, as soon as he makes it, your client will have access to whatever the new services that he provides. So you don't have to go and touch a whole bunch of endpoints either. When I make my services myself, just like you with your JJ's awesome, totally not production network, I make a Clint, Clint's endpoints, and I make a Clint's services, and then whenever I want my endpoints to get access to a new service, I just give the service the correct attribute, and I don't have to worry about anything. It just all goes together.
On your computer, compose an HTTP request to rest.kentest/IP. You should get back a response.
All right, let's see. Bring my screen back in here, and then we'll do Perl HTTP and already forgotten. I'm sorry.
It was a rest.test.
Rest.kentest.
Rest.kentest. I'm glad you're here, Clint. I keep forgetting these details. Yeah, /IP.
/IP.
Yep. There you go.
Nice.
So let's make a mental note of that IP address so we can do a little comparison back on my screen. Lots of flipping around here, but we're wiring up multiple disparate things, so it's kind of necessary. So if I say get pods, we look at the IP address of my Ziti host pod. Is that a match?
That is a match, Ken.
All right. So
Huzzah!
my HTTP bin container running HTTP bin says, hey, I just got an HTTP request from here, which is the exit inside of my cluster namespace that's hosting that service. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And by the way, I forgot to do this. I was going to do applause. You know, it works.
Yay. It's to go on and off the mesh.
That looks right.
Yay. All right. So
Huzzah!
now your cluster with a little stand-in, like a little substitute basic app.
Thank you very much.
That's a cluster IP inside my cluster. That's a pod IP in my cluster of the Ziti host, which is reaching out to an arbitrary server, a basic REST test server.
That's pretty cool. That is like we really did create a massive overlay network between two Kubernetes clusters, 2 laptops in less than an hour, and it just worked. Right?
Yep. And the only things that we did in advance were we spun up the 2 clusters. So I used the OpenShift installer. I needed to create an IAM credential. I used the OpenShift installer on AWS. I just said OpenShift install. And it took about 30 minutes, but it was pretty painless. And you did the same thing for IBM Cloud. And then the last piece was I went to nfconsole.io, which is the NetFoundry web console /signup. And I started a free trial and I just clicked create network. And that created the control plane and the fabric and all that stuff.
This is awesome. It truly is. Well, I mean, I like ending on a high note, and this feels like it's as high a note as we can
leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all have contact information? So if anyone has any questions or thoughts,